doing? Always the first one, aren't you? You're so spoiled. Say hi. Oh, you want to get picked up too? Hi.
All of our kids are grown and out of the house, so I'm left with Sean and the dog. Patties, and you can see the difference. This is the canned salmon, and then these are the fresh. Hey everyone, welcome back to Creekside Homestead, Alaska. I am Karen if you're new here, and today I figured we would take you around and show you what the garden is doing. We just recently got back from our epic fishing trip. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It was a lot of fun and a lot of work. But we came back to pretty much chaos in the garden. Everything was overgrown, so we had a lot of work to do. We're still working on it, but everything is just thriving and taking off and doing great. Well, most everything. So I figured I'd bring you along, show you what's working, show you what's not working, maybe some things I can try and change for next year, and then just show you how, what everything looks like. So come join me. All right, had to switch to sunglasses because when I tell you it's warm, it is warm for this time of the day. It's not even noon and it's almost 70 degrees. We're supposed to hit, what are we supposed to hit? 78, 8?
I think it was what was forecast for.
Which for where we're at is hot. So had to switch to the sunglasses. Got my harvest basket as we walk along and I show you what all is going on. I figure if anything needs to be harvested, we could do that as well. So we're going to start with the pepper greenhouse. I'll just give you a quick turn around. As you can see now, I wish that this was doing a little bit better. As you can see, the bees are just in here loving it. I wish these went a little bit better, and I think what Sean and I have talked about is, I won't be in here long, it is hot. What we've talked about is, I think where things may have gone a little wrong is I waited too late to up pot them, and so it kind of stunted their growth. We are going to get peppers for sure, just not what I wanted, especially in comparison to last year. We did fairly well, a little bit better. I'm still not doing good on the bell peppers, so I'm not quite sure where I'm going wrong with that. So I'll be doing a little bit more research this winter to see how I can make that happen, because I'd love to have enough to chop up and freeze for the winter, as well as eating them fresh. So, but let's just see if we have any cucumbers, and we do. I see some cucumbers that are ready. So let me get you over here and you can see those. Now these are all pickling, so these are at a really good size. I don't like getting those too big because they aren't the best for pickling. So I don't know if I'm gonna get enough to do. I've already done one jar of it was pretty sporadic, so I just did refrigerator pickles. We go through a lot of pickles. Well, Sean goes through a lot of pickles. I like pickles, but he loves pickles. So I'm trying to get to where, sorry, that was a little close. Trying to get to where I can grow enough without having to supplement from the farmer's market pickling cucumbers. But so we'll pick these right now. There's that one. And as you can see, I have this little netting, and this is my first time using it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just I got this for like, I think it was less than $2 from Walmart, and I got 2 of them, and next year I will get 2 more and continue around, because there's something I have to show you over there that's taking off, and I didn't expect it to because it's my first year growing. So these are all along here cucumbers. Well, almost everything is a cucumber. Let me see if anything else is ready on this side, and I don't think that there is. Well, I do have one little mini pepper. Let's see if I can. That's trying its hardest. Hopefully you guys can see that. And there are some little cucumbers starting to grow, so we may have a good harvest after all, because I'm seeing a lot now that I'm looking. Okay, anyways, this might actually not be too bad. So moving down here, these are hot peppers, and this is a cucamelon. Never grown them before, didn't even have a clue what to expect. So next year I will definitely, oh, there's one. They get just little babies like that, and they don't get much bigger than that, and then you just eat the whole thing. Supposedly, I've never had one. But I will be getting a net for the back of this, and I will be growing those again because they are doing quite well. This is cayenne pepper, which, yeah, who knew you could grow cayenne pepper in Alaska? But these are just doing so good. My first year growing cayennes. And I wish I had a video of it. We had one that was still green, and some of our peppers, maybe it's just too soon to be tasting them because they didn't have a lot of heat to them. And so he tried a cayenne pepper that was still green, and he just bit the end of it. He's like, no flavor, don't know what's going on. So he took another chunk off. And Sean likes hot, and I've never seen him run so fast to the kitchen to gulp down milk, and he doesn't drink milk. So definitely they have the heat. So I'm happy about that. Let's see what else. These are all just different kinds of peppers. I'm not seeing, I mean, they still have a ways to go, so it's gonna get onesie twosies in here. Let's see, down here. Now these are black Hungarians, and I've already harvested quite a few of these that have already gone to the freezer. These always do really well. There's another cucumber, and again, it looks like, I mean, it's got it on there, so hopefully I'll have enough time. This is a Pequeño I've already harvested from this once, and you can see how many peppers are on it again. So, and these will turn orange and red and yellow. I think this is another cayenne. Oops. And this one looks like it's just about done, so I might have to pick those and see if those can develop off the vine or the bush. This is just, I think this is a regular jalapeno, and it's not really doing that great. These are my Sugar Rush Peach. I've already gotten quite a few off of here, and it's still going. And if you have not grown these, try them. They are so good, and they have a little bit of heat, but they also just have this, I don't know if it's like sweet, I don't know how to describe it, but it's by far my favorite. And then the black Hungarian is next. So, but I think that's it for, oh no, that's not it. Okay, then I have another cucamelon over here that, as you can see, these are all over it. And I got some more Pequeño chili peppers back there. And that's a big fat weed. Like I said, I've got a lot of weeding to do from being gone for a week. More cucumbers, and there's a pepper mixed in there. But this is another one, and this one I believe is ready. I might have to go now. This is a lemon cucumber. I did these last year. They're not for pickling or anything, they're just for raw eating, but they're so good. So we'll get that one in the basket. Another cayenne, thriving. Oh, I think that might be it for the cucumbers, but there are more, so maybe we will do fine. I thought I saw a cucumber in here earlier that was ready. You know, cucumbers are funny. They like to blend in and hide. Alright, I don't see it. I swore there was one ready. Alright, well, I'm not seeing it, so we'll move on to the tomatoes. Ooh, when I say it is warm in here, it is warm. Okay, let's go check out the tomatoes. And I do have to show you one of the tomatoes that I kind of gave up on, and we kind of ran out of room for, and we thought it was for sure a goner. We decided to just stick it outside and see what happens, and this is what happens. I don't know if you can see all the tomatoes on this guy, but I cannot believe that it survived. And I wish I knew the variety. This is either a Mountain Princess, or I can't remember the other name. I'll have to look when I go in the greenhouse. But I mean, it's loaded. Still, all of these have tomatoes on them. Crazy. So, I mean, as you can see, and I really haven't pruned this one. I mean, I took a little off of it, but not much. So I can't believe it's doing as well with all of this on there. But that was a good surprise. Okay. We're probably not going to be in here long because it's so warm. But I did want to see if anything needs to be harvested. Okay, flip you around to show you how well everything is doing. Now this is my determinant. Not quite sure what this guy was thinking because he's not supposed to get that big. But the determinant tomatoes usually don't get really tall, and then they're like a one and done pretty much. But I don't know about that, because this guy, I just kind of gave up on trying to prune him because he just went out of control while we were gone. And yeah, but this bed's looking great. This bed's doing good. One of those. This is eggplant, which I didn't have high hopes for it, and then we came back and I might get eggplants. We'll see. So more, I think I've got like 3 or 4 different determinant varieties in here, but yeah, they're doing good. And then, well, we'll just go around. So another huge, I don't even know how many tomatoes are on this one guy. 8 right now. And looks like more's growing. This guy's doing fantastic. And I know they look a little scraggly, but I did prune them. And when they start bearing fruit, I like to prune off quite a bit for airflow and just to give more of that energy to the tomatoes. Now here I stuck a, this is a Roma It's called a Korean long, and it's doing really well. This is an indeterminate, so this is what happens, and you'll see more of that on the other side. Things are just going wild, but if you can see all these tomatoes, more tomatoes. I just think we're just gonna have another great tomato year, and I definitely will not be changing how we do things with the tomatoes. Sean gives them, we do fertilize them with an organic fertilizer in the beginning, and then Sean will come in here with his compost tea and throughout the season, and it just seems to be working so well. Okay, so here is where things get a little crazy. This is called a Hungarian heart, and I think I already harvested a big one and had to take it inside because it was going to fall over and break. But as you can see, this one has tomatoes going all the way up to the top of the greenhouse, and they will get huge. I think last year our biggest one, we weighed it and it was 1.8 pounds, and I'm not even joking. So it just goes on. All of these are doing good. All the eggplants doing good. Look at this guy. I mean, counting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tomatoes just on this one. And this one, these took a little longer, and so I wasn't quite sure how this bed was going to do, but it seems to be taking off now, so pretty pleased with it. Even these guys over here in the corner, just doing good. Now my middles, rows, these are more, oh, here's a big guy, I'll show it to you. More tomatoes there. And then look at this guy. Now, I didn't think this was supposed to get this big, but this is also a Korean long. And yeah, but they're just doing good. And I did see actually a couple. Now right here I've got, in this whole section right here, I think there's 8. These are all my cherry tomato varieties. So I've got, I think this is a black cherry. It's either black cherry or black strawberry. These aren't, they're doing pretty good. This is the black cherry, so these will turn, at least I think it's a black cherry unless I mixed it up. So these I'm going to go ahead and pull and let them finish in the house. These are just your standard cherry tomatoes, but I want to get these off. They'll continue to ripen inside, but that just gives more energy to all these guys. That is going nuts. Okay, I think I did get these mixed up because this looks like a black cherry. So that one over there might be a yellow-red cherry mix. But we'll see. Not quite. Well, that one's ready. Yeah, this is definitely black cherry. So that's so far. And then I'm gonna pick a couple more of these and get these in the basket, and then we'll move on to the other garden, the main garden. Okay, so now we're in the main part of the garden. I just wanted to kind of show you behind me where we're at. It's doing great. There are some things, I mean, I'll take you around to each bed and show you, but you'll see some things a little overgrown. The beds need weeded. We do like it a little wild just because the bees have loved it this year. I've never had this many bees in the garden, and it's clearly working. As you'll see, we'll be picking some pretty large zucchini that I checked on this morning. And this is right behind me. And as I mean, it's just massive. The nasturtiums have gone insane this year. I've never had them, especially in this bed with the zucchini. So I'll still do nasturtiums next year. I just might do them in hanging baskets near stuff so it doesn't completely overtake the bed. But the lettuce is doing great. Yeah, so I'll show you each bed. All right, so we're gonna walk on over to the kale and the mustards. Just had to show you. I don't know if you can see how hot my girl is. She loves the sun. All right. Oh, and the dragonflies are just epic this year. So good gardening year so far for us in Alaska. Okay, so I have harvested quite a bit out of this bed already. More nasturtiums. It's funny because, I mean, just depending on the bed, the nasturtiums did okay or they did fantastic. But here's the kale, and I have already, I think I'm up to 6 bags already of frozen greens. And so I do a mix of everything. I do keep kale by itself, and then I will add it to soups and salads. But then, so there's my kale, and I will be planting probably later today another round of kale to see if I can get, even if it's a small harvest. These next 2 rows are collard greens, and I've gotten so many. I think I have 2 bags of kale and 4 bags of mixed greens, which can include kohlrabi greens, mustard greens, collard greens. I've even used the broccoli greens, the cauliflower greens, anything that I can get into it. And we've had them I think twice already. I sauteed them up and they were just fantastic. So that's that bed. Our sugar snap peas were doing good until a certain canine named River got a hold of them, and she loves them, but yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to get a few more out. Next year I will be doubling, if not tripling the size, and we will probably be moving them. I'll probably leave these here so River can still do her thing, but I will probably move the others off to a fenced area so that I can have some as well. But we've already gotten quite a few off of here and had them in our salads. And these are, I didn't grow very many of these. These are shelling peas, and you have to grow a lot. I've never done them, so I just basically was experimenting to see if I could. And next year I will definitely be finding a spot to grow quite a lot of these. These, one of our potato patches, which just took off. It's doing so good. We did pull up a smaller one just to see if there were potatoes, because this is our first year in this area, and there definitely were potatoes. So we're pretty excited and hopeful about the harvest this year. These are more potatoes that we just had extra potatoes, so I threw them in a bag. This is where the mustard greens were. I've harvested, looks like I might still be able to get a few greens off of it, but I've let it go to seed because, I don't know if you can see Mr. Bumblebee there, they absolutely love the, okay, it's mad at me now. Okay, the fennel is doing really well. That's just doing really good. And then this is, okay, so this is, I had a couple broccoli in here. As you can see, we've been able to harvest off of that. And now I'm getting the shoots that we just throw and stick in a salad. Here's my cauliflower problem again. It just doesn't want to, it's supposed to be self-blanching, and it's just not curling over, and so it's starting to flower out. So, and this is the third one. So I'll just grab this later. That goes in the salad. Try not to waste anything. This is another cauliflower that has not headed yet, and I don't know if it's going to. And then, see, there's another one. So I'm gonna have to work on that. But this is another one, and I obviously have used that one and the greens. The rest of the greens will go to the chickens. Back here, Brussels sprouts, which are just now starting, so I hope they have enough time. But I need to read up. I don't know if I'm supposed to trim these at the bottom, but I'll look into that. I've got 6 of those growing. And back here is more brassicas. We've got some more kale and collards here in the front. All of my Chinese cabbage went to seed, and so I am going to be putting some more kale and collards in here. My cabbages look like they're trying. We'll see. Do have a couple broccoli that are looking pretty good. Thought there was another one. There's another little guy and another little one, but it's not bad. Like I said, we've been harvesting for a few weeks now from the brassicas and the greens. This is my melon patch, which Sean thinks I'm wasting my time, but I'm determined. Other people in Alaska grow them. I am going to grow them. Let's see if I can find, oh yeah, there it is. So he's starting. I don't know if he's gonna have enough time. Here's a good one. There's a couple on here. I don't know if you can see that. But they're trying. See the chickens in the background doing their little free ranging during the day. My little goats are watching me. For those of you who have watched most of our videos, we did have a little sad time here. We were able to get Peaches, one of our goats, pregnant, and we lost both the babies. So that was pretty sad. We will be trying again in December or January to breed them both, and we'll see how it goes. But we have been milking her, and we are getting milk out of her, so those will be next videos of things I'll be doing with goat's milk. So I'm excited about that, but I was pretty upset for a couple days losing the babies, but I know that's part of it, but it was still a hard pill to swallow. So, but we're just going to try again, and she's doing great. She's doing very well. Had no issues with her at all. So I'm glad to see that she is doing okay. Okay, back to the garden. Our beets are pretty much ready to be pulled. Not as big as I had hoped, but I've already got a bag in the fridge of some fairly large ones. So we'll be pulling these today. I'll at least get them in a bag in the fridge, and then figure out what I'm going to do, how many I have, if I have enough of decent size to can, because we do love our pickled beets. I'll skip the bed. Carrots are doing great. We've been out here a couple times. I actually will probably be picking one for dinner. Let me see if I can find a decent one that's ready. This one. Let's try this one right here. No, let's not try that one. Let's try this guy. Yeah. And they still have quite a ways to go, so very happy about that. Right. Those are just some flowers. More beets over here. I am seeing some pretty decent sized ones. Okay, here is the crazy bed. Now look, these nasturtiums are just wild. And I've been growing them for a few years, and this is by far, I mean, they've pretty much taken over my path over here to walk in. This is pretty overgrown. There's a bit of clover in there. The bees love that, so I have to watch where I'm walking. But if I can get in here, this guy's ready. See that guy? And I've already got 3 in the house. So that will definitely be an upcoming video of how I use up my zucchini. I think there's 3 or 4 more in there that I need to pull, so I'll show you that, what I get out of this when all is said and done. The onions, they're doing good. They still have a while to go. This bed, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it rained really hard while we were gone and they just toppled over, or some critter got in here. I have no idea, but so we'll probably be pulling these and doing something with them. They're definitely too small to store, so maybe I'll do some pickled onions or something. More onions. These guys are doing pretty good. They're still going. More carrots. This bed I should have thinned out a lot better, but there are some decent sized ones in here. But this bed, a lot of this will be for snacking on probably, and the big ones obviously will go in storage. This over here is my beautiful lettuce. Oh, I've got to get in here and weed. So, I mean, as you can see, some bugs got into some of them, but I'll just take those outer leaves off. This is my beautiful Merlot lettuce, just absolutely gorgeous. And then I think I've got romaine, butter crunch, which is doing very well. And then, yeah, butter crunch is doing really well. So massive leaves on that. And we're almost done in here. Now I've got some lettuce that is just going kind of crazy. Well, this is my fava bean, which we're going for the first time, and they're going crazy. I will be figuring out a different plan of where to put them next year. I was told that they're vining, and they definitely are not. They're more of a staking bean. So, but we are getting them. I don't know if you can see those beans. So those are doing really, really well. They're everywhere. And then my bush beans are starting to take off. And there's quite a few. They're all going just crazy. So that's a good sign. We're in the strawberry patch now, and like I said before, it's just doing really good this year. I think this is my 6th year growing strawberries here, specifically in this bed, and they stay in this bed. This is where they grow runners. This is where I transplant. We did really well the first few years, and then they started to die down. I took the mother plants and took the runners off of them 2 years ago and redid this entire bed, because they say the mother plants have roughly, I think it's 3 to 4 years of really good production, and then they start to die off, which is exactly what happened. So we redid everything last year, I believe. Was it last year, Sean?
This is the second summer.
Yeah. So this is the second summer, and knew I wasn't going to do very well last year because they were just getting set. This year it has absolutely taken off. Most of what I have are everbearing, so they're rather small, but they're so good. I do have a couple of June bearing ones. Those are the big ones that you find in the grocery stores. I probably will get a few more of those for next year and just have a separate spot, maybe down at this end for just the June bearing ones. Because I do like to have those, and then the rest are perfect for whatever I want to make. If I want to put them on smoothies, because most of them do stay frozen. Smoothies, sauces, jams, all kinds of things. I just love to have them in the freezer. And this year I am most definitely going to have enough to last probably the year. Now, if I want fresh, obviously I'm gonna have to go buy fresh during the winter, but most likely we won't be doing that. All right, let's see. I just harvested these last night. I think I've gotten, the last 3 nights I've had to come out here and pick the ones that are ready, just to give the other ones some more energy. And you can see I'm walking over some of the runners right now, and they don't really care, as long as they don't step on the fruit. But I might give these another day, maybe. But yeah, they're loaded. Thought I saw, oh yeah, here's some. You can see through there maybe. There's one. These are the little ones I was talking about. But they're just so good, they're so sweet. So that's the strawberries. We're gonna have a banner year of those. Then I'll flip around and show you this bed, and that'll be it for the garden update. More potatoes. Sean just got in here and did some weeding. They look fantastic. And then this bed, this is our project bed. So there are some things that are doing okay. I've got some collards that I just recently planted that are doing good. They're here in the first row. I think these are some more different variety. And then I've got kohlrabi that's just starting to take off. So I don't know if we're gonna have enough time for that, but we'll see. And then my back row, more cabbages. They just all went to seed. I thought I planted them early enough. And then we had, I think it was like a week of really hot days early on. And I just think that they bolted. And so again, we've just let them go to seed, and we're gonna let the bees have fun. And next year, we're gonna try and figure this bed out. We have some stuff, like I said, growing, but not like I think it should be. So definitely a project bed. We're gonna figure it out, because this is just so much space that we could be growing quite a bit of food, and I'm gonna figure out what can grow here. So that is it for the garden update. And like I said earlier, I'll show you later what we're actually having for dinner using some of this, and I'll also show you my end harvest for the day, what I was able to get out of it. And this is today's harvest. As you can see, I've got some beets here, which I've got some out in the fridge, like I said earlier, just hanging out. And I'll take the greens off of these and use those in my mixed greens and in salads. And then these beets, I think what I'm going to do is leave the small ones whole, take the skin off of them, and pickle them is my plan for those, as well as the ones out in the garage refrigerator. This is just the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the zucchini harvest. So that will be an upcoming video. Look at the size of this guy. I mean, seriously. So I've got plans, but I'll share those in another video of ways to use a ton of zucchini. One little carrot, that's just for our salad. And then these tomatoes and cucumbers, at least the bigger ones, are going to go in a salad, cucumber and tomato salad, tonight for dinner. And I'll show you all of that here in a little bit. Gonna get cleaned up, get these beets cleaned up, the greens off, because they're pretty fragile. Once you pick them, you need to either discard the leaves or use them. Like I said, we try not to waste very little from the garden as we have to. So, and these are delicious. They're so good, raw or cooked. So anyways, just thought I'd show you what the harvest of the day is. So this is dinner for tonight. Just wanted to walk you through what this is, all from our garden, and baking and catching our fish. So these are the salmon burgers, I guess you could call them. I do them a little chunkier because that's the way I like them. Not our onions, because ours aren't ready yet, but lettuce, tomatoes, homemade buns, zucchini fries, which Sean just tasted one and said that they are awesome. Tomato cucumber salad with just a little bit of oil and vinegar and some seasonings, and a glass of rosé wine, of course. But that is a simple dinner. It took no time to do. It's stuff that we prepared for, grew in our garden, and you're going to pay a little bit to get this in a restaurant.